To be a friend with Zach is you have to have patience with him and ask him things that he kind of likes to do.
Being the friend of an autistic child definitely takes a lot of patience, but it really pays off. Zach's not quite like the other kids, and they ask questions, why isn't he answering? I want him to play, and he ignores me. He just looks at me and then walks the other way.
Our friends who have boys who are a little bit older than Zach, they were watching VeggieTales, and Zach was just glued to the TV. He was mesmerized. And VeggieTales has been a big impact on Zach's life.
Bob and Larry's ABCs. This was Zach's very first book. This is actually, I think, the 4th copy that we've had. Each one has gotten destroyed through loving little fingers over the years.
Right around the time that we found out he was autistic, he needed emergency surgery. And we were in the hospital for a week, and every time he would start to cry, we would start to read one of the books, and that was it. He would just get lost in it and just calm down. It really got us through that week. It was such a tough week.
He sticks the veggie books in the slats over his head. So he'll look up at night, take the current veggie book, cover his eyes, and turn out the light and go night-night. Sweet dreams.
Ari, my neighbor, I think, describes Zach's whole being because it's the story of the 2 different cities, and one wears a shoe, one wears a pot, and towards the end it shows that a little boy who wears the pot takes care of the other boy who's wearing the shoe.
If you see someone who's hurt or in need, maybe it's time to perform a good deed. And when you finish, you'll find that it's true. When you make them feel better, you'll feel better too.
Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
It's all about loving your neighbor, whether they're like you or they're different, and Zach is definitely different. And I really think they taught him what friendship is and giving him the desire to want to have friends. And I think that's why Zach was put on this earth with autism, because I think that that's teaching all the other kids and adults too, that we should love everybody, no matter what.
Sometimes differences can be good if we just take the time to get to know each other.
Jimmy Gord and Jerry Gord are kind of the outsiders. They're the new kids, and they're different. And that video helps other kids to understand that, he's kind of like Jimmy Gord and Jerry Gord. They're a little different, but they definitely bring something to the table. And what Zach adds is his love and his laughter.
And to think I wouldn't be your friend just because you guys are different.
God made Zach special by making him just the most loving child you could ever imagine. His very first sentence was, "God made you special, and he loves you very much." It's really taught us a lot about coming out of ourselves and looking at the world from someone else's perspective.
There's always a good lesson to be learned in everything. Because he is autistic, it's definitely made me a softer person, and everybody that Zach touches, they've become more aware of how to treat someone who is a little different. Autism is not going to break Zach. It's just making him that much stronger.